Hey YouTube, Shuken Shinobi here with a review of the S.H.Figuarts Deka Red from Tokusou Sentai Deka Ranger. I really like Deka Ranger. I like Power Rangers SPD too, so this is a very, very awesome release for me. A quick look at the box, done up in the SPD Deka Ranger style, with the one on the side here, which is really cool. Deka Red, all one word here. I've seen him printed a lot with Deka Space Red too, so I'm just going to go with the whole space one. But anyway, special please Deka Ranger, Deka Red, the logo, all that fun stuff. No chromie or anything like a lot of the other Sentai releases, but pretty cool nonetheless. So we'll set that back here. Take a look at the figure. The figure is done up in a body style very similar to a lot of the Shinkenger releases. It has that weird shoulder joint where when you spin it around the back, you can see that little metally bit in there. It's not a bad thing. I don't hate this shoulder joint all that much. I think it's kind of a weird style, and it kind of hinders the movement a bit. But, I mean, you can still get full range of articulation, except, like, as you can see here, when you start spinning it, it gets very, very weird to place, and I just don't, I feel like I'm going to break it at times, so I don't particularly like this style of shoulder, but aesthetic-wise, it looks okay. It's a nice shiny plastic, which really clashes with the matte finish of the actual toy. So again, this shoulder style just kind of overall fails. But I think it's constructed a little bit better than the Shinkenger one was. So his belt is another issue I have. It doesn't move, which I'm fine with. But it's molded wrong. The buckle is a little bit over this way, which is the right side of his body, and not dead right in the middle. I mean, you can see right here in the middle of his groin, there's a line right there. It does not meet the middle of that whatsoever. From looking at Shishio's photo gallery and stuff, it looks like that's an issue with mine, and not an overall issue with most of the Deka Reds. So you should be okay if you get one, but be warned that you might have a misaligned belt buckle, which I think is a little bit disappointing. Another thing that I find kind of annoying is that these are very loose in there. If you tilt the figure upside down, they fall out very easily. So if you have a shelf that's prone to being knocked over or anything like that, there's a good chance if you don't pose him holding the D-magnums that they could fall out. So be advised for that. The SP license in the back here does a lot better job of staying in. It can fit in both ways. I couldn't remember the correct way. I know the toy sits in like this, but for some reason I feel like when they're transformed it's like this. I don't remember. Feel free to tell me if you want to, but that fits in there either way just fine. But yeah, articulation wise, you can get a full 360 on the shoulder joint. Again, I just feel like I'm going to break it. Double joint right there, the swivel. Full rotation in the neck. I feel like his neck's a little bit long, and then I just kind of effed it up. So now it kind of looks like a giraffe or something. Now, I mentioned that it's long. Now it looks incredibly long to me, and I just popped out his neck joint. But regardless, I'm going to fix that. There we go, lined up a little bit better. Anyone else feel like his neck's really long? I don't know, it just looks off to me. Whatever. The one lines up really well, the SPD badge is done nice, and everything else about the figure is overall very aesthetically pleasing, and I really, really like it. Well, just like outside of those problems, like the shoulder joint and the buckle, outside of that, I don't really have any huge glaring problems with it. So as for accessories, he comes with 9 hands. We've got a pointy hand, a relaxed hand. This hand can hold the SP license. The pose hand with the 2 fingers. Another, this one's more suited to hold the SP license, so I would definitely use this one if you're going to go ahead and pose them with that. Magnum holding hands. Magnum pointing, not pointing, but trigger resting hands with the holding of the, yeah, I'm going to stop now. And then 2 relaxed hands down here, another more stylized hand as well. So quite a interesting range of hands for you to go ahead and pick from. Of course, like I showed off before, he does come with the D Magnums right here. Sculpted really well, painted really well. I like the way that they look overall. They do not combine, however, they do come with the hybrid Magnum. So you have that option as well. And then lastly, it comes with the Deka Ranger Outrageous Power or Penultimate Power, depending on which subs you're watching, of the Deka Cuffs, or the Deka Wappas, if you want to get all Japanese. These are the power that Deka Red grants Akiba Red in the show to use in battle. So you've got the badge right here in the middle with the 2 cuffs on each side with green, pink, yellow, and blue to represent the rest of the Deka Rangers. Very cool. There's nothing you can really do with the badge portion on its own. However, the other 2 sides split apart, and they can be held by Deka Red, and of course they can be held by Akiba Red. Just like so. They don't fit tightly in his hands. You might need to try to position it to where they're not as kind of loose. But yeah, any figure out with holding hands can hold these. Not just Akiba Red, even though it makes most sense for the Akiba Rangers to hold them, but whatever. So yeah, that's a cool accessory as well. So overall, Deka Red is a pretty awesome release. Now there is nitpicks I have with the mold. Obviously, I'm kind of miffed about the belt buckle thing. And the shoulders, I still don't really like the way those are engineered. The ones used on the Gokaijers were much easier to pose. However, the aesthetics of the toys still look very nice. The head sculpt is almost perfect. I like the accessories, and just the way everything's overall styled and everything looks great. However, the flaws that I find with the figure just kind of make me not appreciate it as much as I would really like to as a Deka Ranger and SPD fan. If you can look past those things, then it's definitely a great figure. It's very affordable. It's a retail release, so it wouldn't be a problem tracking down or purchasing for a fairly normal, worthwhile price. Blue and green are confirmed to be exclusives, so yellow and pink, as well as probably Deka Master and Deka Break, are bound to be exclusives as well, which is a shame, because I really do want the entire team, and I will get the entire team. It's just kind of... I'm just going to restart. If you can look past those flaws with the figure, then by all means, it's a great release. It could just be mine with the belt buckle problem, because Shishio's looks okay. I'm not sure about my cohorts or anything like that, but outside of that, I still think it's a really terrific figure with some pretty awesome accessories. It does come with the Deka cuffs, the Deka Wappas, for the Akiba Ranger Outrageous Penultimate Whatever Cannon, that you can combine with the weapons from Boken Red and Red Hawk. So if you are a fan of Akiba Ranger and you want to collect all those, then this is a must-own, obviously, to get the item. Plus, it's a cool standalone release as well. It's just a shame that it isn't as good as I think it could be. Particularly, those shoulders just really get me. I really wish I had the Gokaiger style shoulders or the Showa era Rider shoulders. Same thing, really. I just really like that aesthetic a lot better. It's a lot easier to pose. But outside of that, still a great release, and I do definitely recommend picking it up for Deka Ranger and SPD fans. If you're just kind of on the fence, then it's really your mileage may vary sort of thing. I still like it despite the flaws. So you can check out shukinshobi.com for the latest updates on my reviews and hauls. And of course, check out Riders, Rangers, and Rebels, the podcast bringing the latest token news in the craziest way possible. So take care, have a great one. Bye.